Hey guys, it's Mike Buchanan here with A to Z Auctions. We're back for another installment. Today's topic is old does not equal valuable. Now many times when I get called out by families to come look at estates, they've taken everything in the house that looks old, covered in dust, dirty, just whatever, and pile it in the middle of the floor. But I'm going to tell you, everything old is not valuable. Most of the time, old stuff laying around your house is just what I said. Old. Let's go over some examples today. First thing we got is a book. Now, how many of you got books laying around the house? This one here happens to be copyrighted 1917. Look, even got fancy little cursive writing in it. Chick from Virginia on this. Ladies, no offense, I just say chick, I don't know any better. 1917, 103 years old. Now you figure a book that's been around 103 years would be worth something, right? You're wrong. This book's probably about $5. Now let's take a look at some examples of some valuable books. The Life of Pi, first edition, published in 2001, currently sells for as high as $3,000 a copy. Not old, very valuable. Next thing we got is a 2007 book, Tree of Smoke by Dennis Johnson. It's a first edition. It sells for over $500. Now both these examples are newer books that could be on your shelves that are worth lots of money. Now let's check out some glassware, because who doesn't have plenty of glassware laying around? Here we've got this awesome clear glass piece, probably circa 1930, 1940. It's a serving tray, cool little handles. I mean, look at this, great piece. Grandma's probably got 5 or 6 of them at the house. You know what? For something 90 to 100 years old, this is about 10 bucks. That's it. Now, 10 bucks for you at a yard sale, that's great. But if you're going to sell at auction, you definitely want to get more than $10 for something. A lot of other things you have laying around the house, especially older women, especially older men that inherited their mom's stuff and just likes to look at it and remember mama. They might have some Fiesta, some Francoma, bone china. All this stuff's got a little value, but you're not going to send the kids to college on it. Let's look at a few examples of some expensive modern dishware that you could find at an estate sale or even laying around your cabinets. Check out this Hermes Mosaic dinnerware. It'll run you $600. Or this piece of Christoffel orangerie pattern plate. It's just the plate, guys. It's 600 bucks for only the plate. Now that Hermes dinnerware, I didn't tell you, that's not a whole set. That's only 4 pieces. Next up, let's take a look at tools. What do we got here? Don't get excited, guys. It's just my wrench. This is Grandpa's old wrench. Now if you've gone in your dad or grandpa's garage, they've got Ford wrenches, old tractor wrenches. All of them are rusty or black. They all look like this, and they look really cool. You can hang them on the wall, you can hang them up in your shop, but if you want value, nah. These are going to get you $2 to $5. And all the old railroad wrenches with the wooden handle and the old screw jaws, those are going to bring you 10 or 15. They're not really worth a lot either. They're great to look at, they're good for sales, but unless you got 1,000 of them, you're going to make no money at them. What you do want, though, are some modern tools that are worth big bucks. How about Snap-on? You can get a Snap-on or a Mac 9/16 wrench for around 40 bucks. Now that's nothing to play with, especially if you've got 10 of those wrenches. You're looking at $400. If you happen to work in a trade where you need non-sparking tools made out of copper, brass, any kind of metal that doesn't spark, those can run you up to $400 per wrench. You'll be able to recognize them by the shiny copper color they'll have. Now that's some big bucks. Next thing up, we've got paintings, pictures, prints. Who doesn't have all, hang on, I got her sideways, there we go. Who doesn't have these things laying around the house? They're everywhere. They're on the walls, they're in the corners, they're in top of the closets. Everybody's got some type of art hanging around. Well, the sad thing is, most of your art, even if it's 100 years old or more, is only going to be worth about 10 bucks. Take a look at this one. This is a nice print. It's probably a steel engraving. It was done 100 years ago. I know because it's framed in Greensboro and it's got a tag on back. This one right here, as old as it is, as great as it looks, it's 10 to 25 bucks. It's all in who wants it. But there's no actual value to this picture. Now let's take a look at some modern pictures that are worth money. Now you can go on any site nowadays, Wayfair, Williams-Sonoma, several other websites, even the artist sites themselves, and find modern prints worth over $1,000. Do they have character? No. Do they have eye appeal? I don't think so, but apparently someone does because they're paying over $1,000 for it. Let's look at some modern examples of prints that can be worth well over $1,000. If you were to go on Wayfair or Williams-Sonoma and look up modern prints, you might see a slew of them that have little character and not really a lot of eye appeal, but hey, somebody likes it because they're all priced over $1,000 and they're all selling. Now, will these be worth $1,000 100 years from now? No, they'll be $10 to $25 prints. But right now, if you've got any of these hanging around your house, you could potentially be sitting on a gold mine. Next up, we've got everybody's favorite, and it's in everybody's house, and everybody thinks it's valuable. It's not. This is silver plate. It's sitting sterling. You're not sitting on 2 pounds of solid sterling at $26 an ounce or whatever the going rate is for it right now. You're sitting on a piece of silver plate. This is worth a lot if you don't have a boat anchor and you need one. It could save your life. Other than that, there's no value to this. $10, $15. Now there's some patterns that have a lot of value to them, but only an expert's going to be able to discern what pattern you have and whether or not it's worth anything. And the best way to figure this out is to look on the bottom. Oftentimes it'll say Rogers or another silver manufacturer, and it'll have silver plate. It'll have EPNS, which is electroplated nickel silver. It'll have all kinds of little markings down there. If it's sterling, it's going to say sterling 925, 900, 830. That's going to be your different silver marks. Anything other than that, quadruple plate, all that is silver plate and has little or no value. Next up, we're going to look at, I got to figure out where to put this, guys, just bear with me. How about old chairs? Check this rusty baby out. Old, it's got age for days, guys. This thing's probably 100 years old. Old red paint, tall back. You see them in every basement in America. You see them out in the yard. You see them in the chicken coops. You see them in the barns. What this is all day long is a $10 chair. Now sometimes you'll get lucky and find a $100 chair, but not often. Most of these are mass produced, made from around 1890 to 1940. It's hard to discern the manufacturer or even where they came from unless they've got the tag or label on them. Now if you want to make some real money off furniture, modern furniture is where it's at. If you find a piece of modern Stickley furniture, some Henredin, even a good piece of Baker furniture laying around, that Baker furniture can bring you $2,000 to $5,000 for a leather top table. A Stickley chair can bring you 10 grand. Henredin, it's going to be 500 and up a piece. Check out online, look at the catalogs, you'll see what I'm talking about. Now the best way to identify things around your home that are worth money is to call an expert. So get on the phone, call me at A to Z, call any local appraiser, call any local auctioneer, give them a shot to come out and appraise your stuff, evaluate it, see what it's worth. But remember, just because it's old doesn't make it valuable. This is Mike Buchanan with A to Z Auctions, making auctions great again.